Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. And today I got my boy Big V, Big Three in the house. My bad, homie. How you doing today, my guy?
Doing good, man. Excited to be on the show. Appreciate you for having me on. Excited to get into this talk.
Oh yeah, hey, right as I was pushing the countdown, it just came up. Breaking news: the Eagles have signed Mr. Nelson to the team on a one-year
Seriously?
deal. Breaking news now. Steven Nelson is now a Philadelphia Eagles. How you feel about that, my guy?
Super excited. Let's fucking go. Listen, our biggest concern going into this was looking at our second cornerback position, and we got that filled today. I'm super excited. Like, you literally broke the news. Like, we're just getting this right
Yeah,
now as we're
right
coming
now.
live. So that's a great way to start this off.
That's a great way. Hell yeah. I was
Yeah,
so happy.
man.
Like, as soon as I pushed the button, it was like breaking news. Steven Nelson won. I was like, yeah, baby. Right when we started the show, you know it's about to be live in here. So now
Yeah, we
that
got it.
CB2 spot is down, and watch the birds soar this year.
And that was, like I said, that was a big thing going into camp on who would take that position. Everyone had McPherson, pretty much locked in because there was no other choice. And
Mhm.
now we can breathe a sigh of relief now that we know we have someone with some experience and, a good player like Nelson to, pair up with Slay.
Yeah, definitely gonna take some pressure off Slay there. Steven Nelson, like I said, I wanted Gilmore or Howard, but Steven Nelson is number three on the list, and I am glad that he is there because that's definitely gonna upgrade that CB2 spot. So hey, welcome to this team, Stevie, and let's go fly this year high with them birds. You know what I'm saying? What other positions you like on the team this year that you're looking very good at, very close at?
Well, my thing is for the defensive tackle position. We got Fletch and we got Hargraves coming back. Fletch didn't have a good year last year, but I'm really excited to see that rookie Milton Williams come out. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, he's been talked highly. His charts coming into the draft were off the board. If I'm correct, they were saying that he compared with Aaron Donald. Not
Yeah.
saying he's the same player, but just athletically, they're on par. So that's a lot to be excited for, and we're going to need someone to replace Fletcher soon. So hopefully, Williams is the guy to do it.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at Williams and my boy Marlon, man, from USC. Hopefully, he can come in and make an impact in his rookie year as well. Like I'm a big USC fan, so I gotta give my boy a shout out on here. But yeah, both of those guys, man. If Hargrave steps up, like our defense line should be the best in the division, hands down.
Yeah. And again, everything goes with health. If we're healthy, we can be the best, both on offense and defensive side of the ball. Our line is great. Like I said, Fletch, he's been lacking the past couple of seasons, but hopefully, he can get it together. He was a little dinged up last year. Like I said, again, we're all back to health. Hopefully, he can stay healthy and, produce the way that he used to. Get back to the old Fletch.
Oh yeah, man. And then also, what are you thinking about Barnett, baby? You think that Barnett's a prove it year? He's gonna prove it, or you think it's time for sweat, time to rain?
It's definitely a prove it year, but I don't care. It's time for Sweat to come in. Did you see that video they put out with him and Barnett practicing? They had that. Listen, we're gonna talk about old knees and people being scared of putting sweat in. Those knees look perfectly fine.
Yeah, I told everybody, Sweat just needed that first couple of years to get his knees back in order. You know what I'm saying? Staying healthy for a good couple of years in a row so he can get his confidence back. Because when he was at Florida State, the boy was a beast. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to have been a first round draft pick, but his injuries held him back. But I think this is the year finally, just like everybody else. I feel like the Eagles just got so many players that need to prove it this year. And they going to come out and prove it to the world, baby. The Eagles, baby. Now we got him. I'm saying 14 and 3.
Oh,
14 and 3 this year. I was at
listen,
12 and 5, but we got that CB2 now. Let's go 14 and 3 this year, Birds. That's what I'm talking about.
if anyone knows how I predict, I'm very conservative. Before I was saying 9-8 with Stevie Nelson on, I'm gonna give him an extra win, maybe two, but I'll be conservative again, and I'm gonna keep it at 10 wins at max.
10 wins, man. That's
Okay,
good
hey,
too. Hey,
yeah, in our division, 10 wins will take it.
I'll take it too. But yeah, 12 and 5 is my stickler. But I don't know. Steven Nelson might make it to 14. Cause like when we did that, we had a schedule little podcast, with wins and losses. And when at the end of it, I was like, only got 3 fingers up for losses. You know what I'm saying? Even though I said 12-5, I only had 3 fingers up. So I'm like, man, it must be better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So okay, so now I'll change it. Since you only gave him another win, I'm gonna say 13-4. Since 12-3 is a lot. 13-4, the Eagles will be with my boy Steven Nelson on the team this year.
Listen, man, from your lips to God's ears. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right. So what about that offense, man? What kind of offense do you want to see come out this year?
Again, we're going to go back to health. Health is the main concern. Health is the biggest topic of this season. If all our guys can be healthy, there's nothing to stop them. You got the right side, strong side. You got Brooks, you got Johnson, both coming back from injuries, but hopefully both can rebound. You know, we got this trusty Cleese. You know what I mean? He's been our stalwart. He's been our only constant on this team. And then we got the left side. It's going to be a battle. You know, Mailata, can he, continue the progression he has from last year and carry it on? Or can Goddard come up and surprise a lot of people and show that he's not a bust? And,
Yeah.
our guard position is what it is. There could be some leeway, some play in there, but I think pretty much it's going to be locked in. But as for the line, if healthy, we're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Oh
Now
yeah.
like we got a running back core, we got three good guys in that stable. You know what I mean? You got Sanders, you have Gainwell, and we'll see who the third one could be. Johnson, could not be. But I think with those three, we'll be perfectly fine. And then we have our wide receiver core. A very young wide receiver core, somewhat raw. Our number one receiver, looking at it right now, is a rookie. We
Mm-hmm.
have three guys coming back from decent rookie seasons. They had a lot to show, and they didn't. Now, I'm pretty sure this year they're going to come hungry. They want to prove all those people that they can play, and they will take this team far.
Oh yeah, man. The Slim Reaper's gonna come out and feast, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him to be the rookie of the year. A lot of people don't think he can get the stats that Jefferson got last year, but I'm telling you right now, he gonna be better. He's
Oh,
gonna be better. You know what I'm saying? He's better than Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? Jefferson didn't win no Heisman. He didn't have the stats that Smith got last year, and he played in the same conference. So I don't see. I'm not. I know Jefferson's really good. I know they say Chase is really good. Waddle was good, but this is the man that did it. Athlete of the year, college football athlete of the year, and it's definitely his time to shine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited, and that's going to help too Rager progress because I'm tired. I know Rager's tired of hearing about Jefferson, so I think Rager definitely going to come out and do some big things this year.
oh yeah. And let me just make something clear. The reason why I didn't mention any tight ends is because we have two of the top five, top 10, we'll give it someone, tight ends saying in the NFL. I have no issue with our tight end situation at the moment. We have Zach Ertz, who may have been disgruntled in the past, but is coming in and wants to play, and he's going to need to play if he wants to earn the contract with this team or whatever team he wants to play with. And you have Dallas Goddard, who, since he came in here, has only been proving himself and has earned that, number one tight end spot and is also looking for a contract. So I expect him to play at his highest also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I'm not even 100% sold yet that Zach's going to play on the team, though. I'm still at the point where I think he definitely has to come to camp for money reasons. No one's going to drop 40,000 a day. That's just not realistic for nobody to expect. And I do know he's saying it, but that could just be all the stuff pumping it. So Howie Roseman can get what he wants in the trade. You know what I'm saying? If Zach seems more happy, he's coming to camp, doing the things he's supposed to do. Everybody knows the contract year. They're going to probably show us some clips of Zach doing good in training camp, feeling like he can be. But I just don't see him being a backup tight end. Like, I don't think him as a competitor will accept that. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is more hype to get him off the team at a higher value. What do you think about that?
Well, I mentioned it before on Friday on Eagles Uncensored that it would behoove Ertz to play that role of that mentor because when he came in the league, he was that raw rookie that everyone had to be patient with. And Brett Selleck took the time, and spent with him and showed him the ropes and showed him how to be a professional. It's only disrespecting the people in the past, and you're not doing anything for the guys coming in the future if you don't do that. So if he isn't willing to do that, then now I would look at Zach Ertz at a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe that he is that type of player. I think he is coming in here understanding the fact that this is going to be a mentor role. You are here to basically help out. You're not here. You're not the number one guy anymore. Could you be for another team? You very well possibly could be. That's the whole thing with you trying to play at your best to see if you can continue to do that. But right now, as for this year, we're going to need you to play your role, and your role is to be as a mentor and a second string tight end.
Hell yeah, Shakes. We got him. Steven Nelson is on the team, baby. CB2 is locked down. Now we can go 13-4. Now we can go 13-4. That's my predictions now, man. That just up that game, baby. I want to go 14-3, but people gonna say you still smoking a little bit, though. But okay, man. Let's go back to the other positions on our team, man. We got, the safety position. I don't feel like he's getting enough love back there. Harrison coming over from Minnesota is a great, safety that, 2 years ago he had the most picks in the league, man. How do you feel about the rest of the secondary besides Nelson now and Big Play Slade?
Well, again, now we're in a better position now with Nelson. Now those young guys and those proven guys who were trying to fight for that second cornerback position can take time and learn the system and not be so rushed and feel that there's so much pressure put on them to go and prove themselves. Now it's all right. We have the number 1 and 2 locked up. We're going to figure out our third, and we're going to see who's best to back up these positions. We're not in a position of need now. We're in a position of sorting everything out with our cornerbacks. Now our safeties, that's still a little toss up because we got Rodney McLeod who's going to be hurt. He's not going to start off the season, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, we're looking at Kayvon Wallace to fill in that role. And for what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing on Twitter, Kayvon is more than willing to fill in that part. So I'm hoping that he has a good camp, gets in there, plays solid, and we don't have to worry about our future at the safety position.
Now, what's your thing on Jacoby Stevens?
Well, again, that's another person who they're gonna play around with. They're gonna move him all around the linebacker position and move it to safety. So I think there's gonna be a lot of plays drawn up for him, just to so that way we could get the best out of his abilities. And like I said, disguising him in the safety, bringing him down into that linebacker role, yeah, it's gonna be sick. It's him and I can't Wallace, who I was just speaking of. He's another one that they're gonna end up moving around. So we're gonna have a lot of looks. This defense is going to be very, very good. A lot of people are sleeping on Jonathan Gannon. I think he has everything we need.
Man. He got the pieces now to play with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like I was even here, maybe even get Jacoby Stevens and what was our draft pick last year? The linebacker. Taylor.
Oh, Devon Taylor.
Yeah, putting them back to being your nickel linebackers for all that speed that they got, plus that play recognition. They can go run up and hit the holes and run the game, and also guard tight ends and slot receivers out of the backfield. So, I think that final piece there with Nelson definitely solidified it, and now I think people can have more, get a breath of fresh air with our whole team now as a whole.
Yeah, having Nelson on the team also, it alleviates our linebackers. You know what I mean? Because we had a lot of pressure. We don't even really have a coverage linebacker. We have one, but everyone else, you got TJ Edwards, slow as heck. His knees are, I don't know why, but his knees are probably worse than Josh Sweat's. You know what I mean? Yeah. And those are facts. We got a lot of question marks going on this in the linebacker corps. So solidifying your back end is only going to help out those linebackers. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking forward to see now with Nelson on how this defense is going to change, because now you have an extra piece. You have an extra piece to play with. So what is Gannon going to do with him?
Yes, man. And it's going to give the offense the ball a lot more. You know what I'm saying? The defense is going to be able to get off the field, give Hurts the ball again. And now I can go ahead and keep going with my Hurts for MVPs campaign. You know what I'm saying? Because he got too many weapons, and he is a weapon himself, man. You think we're going to do a lot more running this year? Or you think it's gonna be a fair balance?
I think we're gonna do a fair mix of traditional passing, and we're gonna bring in that West Coast offense. So you're gonna see some quick screens. You're gonna see a lot of running the ball. It's get the ball out as soon as possible. Running backs' hands, tight ends' hands. How we're gonna do quick screens, how we used to old school West Coast football. That's what I think we're gonna be looking at. Again, a lot more running, a lot quick passes.
Yes. Getting the ball into the playmaker's hands. That's what we like to do here. You know what I'm saying? No more of the old Philly. We got the new, energetic, fun. I'm just excited, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been excited, if you can't tell, just from hearing that news, man. I'm like, dang, we did it. It wasn't who I wanted 100%, but he is definitely good enough to fulfill the position. Plus, next year we can still go get a Stingley or one of those guys come in. You know what I'm saying, to really solidify it. So when it's time for big plays later to roll out.
Oh yeah, like we're not done with our cornerback position because just like you say, Slay's going to be in there, and he's not getting any younger. That's the bad thing about life. It keeps on going. It doesn't go backward. It only goes forward. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to still have to focus on that cornerback position. Again, it won't be a top priority as it was before. Maybe focusing a first round pick on it. Now we can take a step back and look maybe in the second or third. But again, if we have someone in Nelson who can take care of us for a couple of seasons to come.
Oh yeah, but yeah, man, I still want it in the first. When you got three of them, baby, you get three of them picks, you might as well go and get it in the first, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause then you're looking at maybe McPherson, your first round pick, and Nelson being the cornerbacks of the future. So you didn't
Yeah.
and I'm really want a linebacker too. I want us to go ahead and draft a premier linebacker in the first round next year. What is your wish list on the Eagles draft board from next year? I know this season haven't started, but this is that way too early wish list. Where are you going with it?
Yeah, you got to look at it and say if everything works out, because if it doesn't, the first thing we're going to look at is our quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
Because with three first rounds and three first round draft picks and a quarterback who isn't cutting it, that means you can move up and get someone you need who can take care of you for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if everything goes as well as it should be, I think linebacker will be a position of priority we need to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Cornerback again, and you got to look at safety.
Yeah.
Again, we have aging players and we have only a 1 year deal with Wilson. So that's something that we're going to need to focus on.
Yeah, I'm hoping that if Harrison does his thing, they're gonna re-sign him. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully these guys, these are like that just added another piece to the prove it team. You know what I'm saying? Harrison gonna prove that he's still worth big money as a safety. Like we got what they say, like 45, but I can see a couple of veterans leaving too to open up some cap space. Maybe a Fletcher Cox if he does not restructure. You know what I'm saying, or play up the Pro Bowl level this year. I can see him leaving. You got to restructure Lane because that money's ridiculous too. You know what I'm saying? He getting quarterback money at the line spot. Not saying he's not worth it because Lane's a beast when he's healthy, but at the same time, you can reallocate that money somewhere else, or maybe how he was saving Lane for next year to restructure.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got a lot of dead weight on the team. Barnett, his cap price is pretty hefty, and you have Ertz. Again, I mentioned before, it's great to have him on the team. He is a great piece to have on because he's good to move for a trade. You could have him perform up because he needs that contract. And again, you solidified your position with a great backup. So yeah, we need to make a move. If Howie signed Nelson, I'm pretty sure he's not done. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple of moves to make room for Nelson.
Wouldn't it be awesome if the next move is trading either Barnett or Ertz to the Dolphins? Because you see, they've been stacking up on CBs. That move's about to happen too. Now, wouldn't it be awesome if we brought in Howard too?
It would be. I don't see that happening because that's an overload. That would Howie would get that contract signed today. He would get re-signed today if that could happen. But that's not something I can see. Now, trading Derek Barnett to Miami, yeah, Ertz. Again, I think we talked about it before. There's a lot of tight ends, a lot of quality tight ends in Miami. I don't think they have much of a need. Gesicki played decently last year. I think he was pretty much throughout the year one of the top tight ends. So I'm pretty sure they're set at the tight end position. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, that's a different story, because if you're looking at defensive line, Miami could use some help.
Mm-hmm.
Now they may want to take a chance on Derek Barnett. I don't know. Again, it all goes to that price tag. It's pretty hefty, and I don't know if Howie would be able to move it, but if he did, it would be better for us. It'd be way better for us.
Yeah, man, give Miami Barnett in a second round pick. You know what I'm saying? Because people got to realize when you taking on the contract, that takes away the value of the pick. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't give them a player in a first round when the guy doesn't want to be there, and it's going to cost you a lot of money to keep the guy. You know what I'm saying?
But to be honest with you, and I know it wouldn't happen as a far-fetched trade. The only trade I would like Miami to go would be trade Derek Barnett for their kicker, because
Oh,
we are in need of a decent kicker.
I
Hey,
think
that
he's
would that
going
would
to be all right this year, man. And he's another one that we got way too much money invested to for him to go anywhere right now. Like that guy's getting paid good money too. He signed that big contract, and I don't think he's going anywhere. If anything, I've been watching him. He's been practicing a lot more, and like you said, he got the long ones down. He just got relax and kick those short ones and get those points. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah,
why everybody's hating on him. You can't be missing 20 and 30 yarders, like extra points, distance, kicks.
yeah, you got to get those gimme points. You know what I mean? I understand. You get the difficult ones, those 50 yarders, which we need and we appreciate because those are game winners. Those get us places that we need to be. But again, when we're playing the game and we're expecting an easy point, after the touchdown, it shouldn't be that we're catching up because of our kicker.
Yeah, and Jalen, yeah, we still got that punter from rugby, that Scipios or whatever his name is. Remember? Do you know his name, Scipios? Something like
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah, yeah. Because we got rid of Johnson, I think, last year too, which was I don't know. That was a move that we made too soon on him.
Yeah, and when I had Chris Franklin from the Eagles beat writer on, he was saying that like, yeah, that kicker's looking good. That punter's looking real good out there. So, none of us seen him. So I guess in the preseason, or maybe some training camp highlights, they show us some kicks. Because no one really knows about this guy too much except for he's a rugby kicker. So I think we got a punter there. We probably definitely need to get another punter. Yeah. So that was a big pickup. So. Hey man, it's looking like the Birds is going to be really good. All these guys giving us all the hate all off season. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what they thinking right now. I wonder what they thinking now that we locked up our CB2 spot. You know what? I am finally glad to hear it that we have done it because I'm tired of everybody just hating because of the CB2 spot. You hear so many videos and so many people talking about, oh man, we don't got the CB2, so our team's not going to be good, because they're just going to pick on that CB2 spot. And I was really on board with even letting McPherson play, to be honest. Just because he wasn't a first rounder doesn't mean the boy wasn't a ball hawk in college. It doesn't mean the boy couldn't play. Obviously he got drafted. For one, there's only, 200 some people, what I'm saying, that gets drafted every year. And for
Yeah.
two, it's fourth round. You know how many times you get fourth rounders play better than the first rounders that year? Who are we to say that he wouldn't have been one of them? You know what I'm saying? Like he works hard. Gannon likes him. You know what I'm saying? He is a CB guru. And we have a whole new scheme. So people need to stop looking at that sticks defense and how the players played in that sticks defense.
Yeah, well, I will say this. It is very concerning when you're going into the season and you don't have that second cornerback. And, you're going into training camp and fighting on who will it be it? Will it be a rookie or will it be, a guy from the practice squad for the past 3 years? That is something to be concerning about. But luckily today, we've taken care of that problem. We can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think the next position we need to focus on is that linebacker position. We need to figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah, man. But like I said, even there, that's some more unhidden gems, that could be sitting there. The Davion Taylors, the Bradleys, you know what I'm saying? You said Edwards gonna play. You got our middle linebackers Wilson. And then Singleton's definitely gonna play, you know what I'm saying? Like, are they gonna step up from their game last year? They can't come with the same game they had last year on the team. They need to even raise their game again if they want to be considered one of the best in the leagues. And I think everybody on our defense should be on that boat, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't mind seeing the Davion Taylor just from watching him. I know he didn't get a lot of college, because of his, religion or whatnot. But man, the speed and athleticism that he got, man, I would love to see him kind of break out finally and get some plays this year maybe and earn a starting spot on our team. Bradley too. I see him all over on everybody's YouTube page talking. You know what I'm saying? Don't be talking, Bradley, if you ain't coming to bring that wood. You know what I'm saying? Like you better come bring that wood this year. Because you talking a lot, kind of like Kayvon was last year, and he didn't do too much, but he was put in wrong situation, wrong position, wrong things like that. So Bradley, man, I need you to come hard. Davion, I need you to come hard. And I think Wilson was a great pickup as well, man. Wilson had over 100 some tackles, 50 some tackles. He had forced fumbles, he had interceptions. This guy is all around good player. He was just on really bad defense in Minnesota last year. They had a lot of players out. When you got your best two linebackers out, then it's kind of hard to really, you know, do anything.
Yeah, and Wilson's a great coverage guy. Taylor, as we were talking about him, he was raw last year. Like you said, he didn't have that much experience. Now,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, with this offseason, you know what I mean? You're going to see a more knowledgeable player out there. And with that raw talent that he has and that speed, oh, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. What's this news? The Cowboys sign Carry on Brown to a 2-year deal. Who's that guy? Is that the CB from Tennessee? I mean, not Tennessee, the Texans.
Well, Jerry's upset now. He's trying to compete. He heard we signed
Yeah, Jerry
Johnson. Now he wants to come back at.
like she's like, oh, y'all want to sign a corner? I'm gonna sign one too this today.
Hey,
But
let me
that guy,
ask you a question.
huh?
Did you see Jerry Jones on Friday crying,
Uh,
talking
what?
about Jimmy Johnson?
Uh,
Now, the way it sounded to me, I don't know, chat. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It sounded like Barry Switzer must have died or something, because they're
oh
really
wow.
talking about Barry Switzer and how he got hired onto the job, and he
Mm-hmm.
was just basically trying to get Jimmy Johnson and Jones together. But when he's talking about it, he accepted the fact that he made a mistake. He should have never broke up that coaching staff, and was just bawling, was just crying
Yeah,
on TV. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like Jerry's getting at that point. He was a little too emotional.
He's old. It starts to come out
Yeah.
when you're old. The closer you get to death, you get a little bit more emotional, more, oh man, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. But he done did a lot, so I do not feel bad for Jerry. He done made a lot of wrong decisions, a lot of right decisions. All I gotta say is, Jerry, be ready to lose this year. Cause we just got our CB2 spot. And now I'm going back and saying we're sweeping the Cowgirls this year.
Listen, nothing makes me happier in this life than watching Jerry Jones cry. No matter what the reason, as long as he's crying, I'm great with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then also Jaquette too. That's another guy no one's really they're sleeping on. Like we said last year, he played good. He had a bad game in Dallas, but other than that bad game, man, everybody kind of had a bad game in Dallas. So you know,
Yeah,
Jaquette, I don't look at it like when players only have one bad game or two bad games out of a 16-game season of them playing. Even like they try
yeah.
to hate on big play Slay. I'm like, who else? Devontae Adams scored 18 touchdowns last year, meaning he roasted everybody. There wasn't a person on the schedule. There's only 16 games. I mean, 2 games he had more than one touchdown. So that means,
Yeah.
you know, why you hating?
Yeah.
Why you hating?
Hey,
What
and
up,
another thing
Jackie?
that
Everybody in the chat. Yes, we do got Mr. Nelson on the team. The birds will fly high this year now. Everybody can stop worried about that CB2 spot.
what's funny? Well, on Friday, Cravon LeBlanc signed with Miami, and you would even know because it was hardly even talked about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Strap was in here for a while. He held us down, and it was like when he moved on, no one really cared.
Yep. Yep. But I guarantee today. What up, Big Uncensored, my guy? How you doing, my guy? We definitely gonna get back on there. Me and Uncensored gonna be doing a new show on Sundays coming up here. It's gonna be the Bird Gang Nation Uncensored, baby, and it's gonna be fire. So everybody, make sure you guys be on the lookout for that. It's gonna probably be on both of our channels at the same time streaming. So everybody get excited to check that out when it comes up this next Sunday. It's supposed to be this Sunday. My bad, my guy, but next Sundays for sure. Love ya. But yeah, man. What else? What concerns do you have now about the Eagles? What's your biggest concern?
My only, like I said before, my only concern would be the linebacker position. We have some question marks for our safeties. Defensive tackle, can Fletch get back to the position where he was 2, 3 seasons ago? Can Hargrave get back to where he was 2, 3 seasons ago? You know what I mean? Now, on the offensive side of the ball, nothing really much concern other than the fact of Jalen Hurts. We don't know much of him. We know he has the talent. We know he can play. He's up for the big occasions,
Mm-hmm.
but we haven't had a full season of Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? That's the thing to look for now. To watch every week and see how he plays, to see how he progresses, and if he does progress.
You heard me, man. I think it's already done. He done did everything he need to do to make me sold. You know what I'm saying? The sample size with the B team last year, I was already sold. But seeing his work that he is putting in his offseason with all of his receivers, he's getting these guys out. We are practicing. We are getting timing down. We're gonna get all that stuff down now. Even hearing news reporters say last year Carson was actually, watching his back because he felt like, he had seen Jalen was starting to take over in the, practices behind the scene. Like no one really knew about it, but he knew about it. That's probably why he kept playing so much shittier. You know what I'm saying? Getting worse and worse.
Well, let me ask you a question because I know you are a Hurts fan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've had conversations before in the media where Deshaun Watson, isn't happy with being in Houston. He has his legal issues and he wants out. Now, one of the main teams everyone's talking about is him being traded to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
As an Eagles fan, we're all at the moment behind Jalen Hurts. But my question is to you, after only 4 games, why are we so behind Hurts and not behind a quarterback like Watson?
I don't want Watson.
But what, like
I
I'm
don't
saying,
like. I
but do you
think
understand my question?
Alabama.
Like my thing is, we only seen 4 games. We don't know much. You know what I'm saying? He is our quarterback, and I'm not
I've
saying we
seen
should
more
get
than four
Deshaun
games
Watson.
of hers, baby. I'm in Alabama. This is where the Alabama's NFL team is Alabama Tide, man. And I watched Hurts all his years there, and I watched him kick Alabama out of the playoffs when they tried to make Tua the starter instead of him. So I've been watching this guy be a leader and a winner for a long time now. That's why I wasn't really worried about it. When they drafted him, everybody's like, why'd you do it? I'm like, because we need a cheap backup. We can't keep paying guys like Nick Foles and McCown $10 and $15 million, to back up Carson, especially after we just gave him a fat contract. We just gave this man $30 million a year. What kind of team are you trying to build when you don't have no cap because your quarterback takes such a big chunk? You know what I'm saying? I think that was a very smart, strategic move. And like I always tell him, what if Carson would have got hurt that year and we had got picked up another receiver? Who was going to throw the ball?
Yeah,
So we would have been looking at that receiver like he was garbage because, he didn't have a quarterback to throw to him. And it would have been in a worse situation even then, even more worse situation than before. So that was a really smart move. Look at the rookie contracts aren't as much as a backup quarterback in the NFL, especially not a starting backup quarterback. That was a business decision. I don't believe that was a personal decision either. Jalen Hurts should have been a first round talent. He was second in the Heisman. So why isn't he not a first round talent? I don't know. He had better stats than the Heisman Trophy winner, that went number 1 or number 2, whatever the hell Burrows went. So I don't know what the scouts was looking at. They say inconsistency, but Jalen's been working on his passing game, of it since his freshman year of college. You know what I'm saying? He's been getting a little bit better, a little bit better. If you even watch the sample size with the B team, because I keep having to mention that was the B team. Our offensive line is not the line that he's starting out with this year. The receivers aren't just the receivers that he's starting out with this year. So he was playing with the B team last year. And when he was playing with the B team, you seen some amazing throws. He brought fire back into our offense. The whole year you're going down moping. Oh man, our team sucks. Look at him. Oh, the offense sucks. Carson throwing the ball into the ground. Carson's doing this. Carson doing that. And as soon as the first game he stepped in from that Green Bay game, you should see instant impact. Boom. Team spark. Everybody's happy, excited. Whoo, okay, let's see what he's going to do next year against the number 1 defense. Everybody counted that as a loss. What do you do? Come in, boom. We just beat the number 1 team in the league in defense. You know what I'm saying? Cardinals, okay, he can run. That's it. He can't pass that good. He only had 100-something yards passing, but he can run. Okay, so that's a little running quarterback. What do? Cardinals shootout with what's the ball name? Kyler Murray, and throw for over 350 yards and still had 100 yards rushing. I go, Lamar Jackson don't even do things like that. So the science has been there. The back shoulder fades, the scramble out of the pockets, all that stuff he's done on target from easy dump passes. Another thing he does better than Carson, he knows how to slide. He can take off and slide and not worry about getting hit. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to get out to that boundary and throw the ball out of bounds if no one's open, as opposed to trying to make a super big play. He showed everyone the signs already with the B team. Plus, he's working out, busting his butt this offseason. He's been everywhere, doing everything that he can to be a better quarterback and a better leader on this team. Guys are gravitating towards him, and I don't understand where the speculation of him not, being prepared is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
yeah,
see it at all. That's just my personal opinion. I don't see it at all. And I think people are just sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's unwatched him. It's not that hard to go on YouTube and YouTube a video of Jalen Hurts highlights. You know what I'm saying? From last year alone. Even those 4 games, he has enough highlights in that highlight reel to make me go, yes, he can be our starting quarterback for years to come. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Watson, but for one, I don't want no guy that's, coming off some bad stuff. We already did that with Michael Vick. It worked out for us. Good for him. I loved Vick when he was here. But, I don't want no guy coming in, off some stuff like that, bringing bad press to our media. You know what I'm saying? Our media can eat you up alive by itself. You know what I'm saying? So we don't need extra drama brought to our team right now. We are on the high. The Eagles are going up right now. I told everybody, just think back when when the Giants had won that first Super Bowl against the Patriots. Then they went down for like a year or two, but then they came back and won that second one when no one expected them to win it. And that's why I feel it's going on with the Eagles right now. We won that first one. We started going downhill, but now no one's giving us a shot in hell of winning it. And watch if we be in that NFC Championship Super Bowl this year.
All right. Now, let me just do a little devil's advocate because I always like looking at both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Say we have only a decent season where we don't make the playoffs. Hurts plays respectable, but not great or spectacular. What do we do at the end of the season? Do we give him a second shot, or do we use those 3 first rounds to just move on? Let's get a new quarterback in here. Let's get whatever the hottest flavor is, the best name that's coming out the draft. Let's take it.
I don't. I would say like this. That will have to be like if you're just solely going off of Hurts, like he was the reason we were getting those L's. Now, if he's the reason we're getting those L's, if it's not the coaching, if it's not the defense, if Hurts is playing, some good ball, but the defense is giving up like 21 points a game, 23, 28 points a game, something like that, and we're losing these games, then it's not on him. And yes, we should keep him moving on. If it's coach just calling really crappy play calling because he's never done it before, then yes, we should give him another one. But if it's solely on Hurts, coming in, just throwing it, and like, what are you doing, Hurts? What are you doing? Type stuff, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, because at the same time, when have you ever seen the Eagles with 3 first-round picks in the draft? It's never happened. So I want to see the Eagles make a splash on the team. If you got 3 first-round players on your roster, you know what I'm saying, that is awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's an impact that year. You know what I'm saying? Like that year, even if our team is all right this year, borderline good, that's going to make them good for sure. You know what I'm saying? You can feel whatever holes that was keeping us leaking right there with the 3 first rounders. Plus, we got a second round pick to help add. So that's basically 4 in the top, 50 players.
Top 50.
Yeah,
top 50.
4 in the top 50 players on your roster. And that's a huge impact for any organization, as I feel.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Giving up Watson, hey, great talent, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He'd be great on somebody else's team. Aaron Rodgers, he's on the back end. I know we got him to be a win now situation because he's one of the GOATs. But at the same time, I'm telling you, Jalen's going to be mentioned in some of the best quarterbacks ever to play here in Philadelphia.
Well, there's a lot of hype around him to be that quarterback. And I just hope that he can be that quarterback because, again, I'm a Philly fan. I am well accustomed to watching a Ben Simmons, Summer Simmons video and then going through the season. And again, we're still with the same issue, not passing. Not shooting, not performing the way you should be. So it's one thing to see everyone on the highlight reel. It's another thing to see them performing on the field. Now, for me, I believe Hurts has that mental, toughness to go out and carry this team. I think that, he has the ability to perform. We all have seen it, like you said. We've seen him throw those throws. He's throwing dimes out there, you know what I mean? But there are times where he gets himself in a position where he's out the pocket and he's not paying attention. And now we're looking at a fumble, or we're not paying attention and we're looking at an interception, So there's a lot of things Hurts does have to do to clean up his game, and hopefully he can. But again, if he can't do it, what would be, again, well, it all depends on what they would say he can't, like you said. If the defense isn't performing well. But if it is something that is on him and you can see a bright spot, because there's always going to be that thing where, we've seen that he has some lows. It's a new offense, new coach. It's not always going to be perfect. But if he can't get out of that initial rut, is it time to think of, we're going to have to use at least 2 of these first round or use all first round?
I wouldn't even want to I think there's enough solid quarterbacks like my boy from USC, Slovis. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a mid-round, first-round talent unless he has a super year this year, which I hope he does. I am a fan. But, you're not looking at maybe number 1 overall draft pick on him, but you're looking at least like a number 10 to 15 area draft pick where you might not have to trade down. So you still only be using 1 of those draft picks on a guy like Slovis next year. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would want to do if that does occur with our team. And hell, maybe even if it doesn't occur with the team, why not have a solid backup quarterback, you know what I'm saying, that's young too, that can grow with the team too. And so I'll pick him up there too. And for infamous 2K, I understand, but he was a rookie with no offseason, no training camps. You know what I'm saying? Stats aren't everything when you come to football. You know what I'm saying? If you look at all the greats, their rookie season, in terms of pass completions and throw. Remember, Peyton Manning had 16 touchdowns, 16 interceptions his rookie year. And
Perfect
he's one of the
example.
GOATs ever played a game. You know what I'm saying? They all start out a little rough, a little rough. You can't expect him to be perfect. He wasn't taking those first team reps all season long. He was backup rolling. Peterson even said that the backups don't get that much playing time, you know what I'm saying? Don't get that much reps in terms with the first team offense or, with all the playbook in their, disposal. So it's like you can't really look at the completion part. You just got to look at the positives in that. That's a way that you have to look at just the positives. And like, yes, there were some negatives, but it was his rookie year, no training camp, no offseason, no first team reps, all the way up till the Green Bay game. And he didn't even have any then when he came in and threw that touchdown. It showed you a little bit of something. And then that was 1 week of him preparing as a starter going into the Saints game, and he won the game. So, I look at him being 1-3 last year because you can't put the Washington game on him because, yeah, he started out rough, but if you see him right before the half, he started picking him back up. He scored touchdowns. I think he scored like 1 or 2 touchdowns at the end of the half of the Washington game, so who knows what he would have did in the second half. We might not even be having so much if they would have let him finish playing the game and show his greatness into that game.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Please hit that like. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the channel. We do love all you guys and welcome you to the Bird Gang Nation, guys. So, yeah, shout out to all you guys, even the Giants fan. We got the big Giants fan in the house. Shout out to you, Giants, even though y'all can get swept this year. I love you guys. I love you for being on the station, but Giants swept this year.
Let me ask you another question. Last year, we lost Deuce Staley. We didn't re-sign him. A lot of people were thinking that, it was a bad move, that we should have kept him. What do you think of the new coach, the new running backs coach, Coach Singleton?
I think he's great, man. I like the passion that he has behind the position. I like seeing all these drills that he's making them do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that video where you see Miles Sanders pushing the sleds, because the sleds win every time, man. It made me think back when I played ball, man. I was like, yeah, those sleds suck. You know what I'm saying? Those suck. Between those and sprints, man, I hated it. And I think he's going to have a nice role. He got a lot of guys, like we talked about. He got a lot of guys to get in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of different skill sets, You got the Miles Sanders, who I think is complete back. I know people I see him as a 2-down back. I see Miles Sanders as a 3-down back. I wanted to see him rush for 1,000 last year, you know what I'm saying, to prove to everybody that he's a 3-down back. But he didn't get the opportunities. You know what I'm saying? When you lead the league in yards per carry and you have the most 80-yard touchdown runs in a season, you know what I'm saying, by running back, why isn't he getting the ball? In terms of confidence, like middle errors and stuff like that. Well, say if I broke, like me being running back, if I broke early in the game, if I broke an 80-something yard touchdown, I want the ball every down after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep feeding me. This is my game today. Let me lead the team, troop. Let me be the leader of this team today, troops. You know what I'm saying? But you don't give them a carry or even a pass until like a whole quarter later. That messes with everybody. You've seen plenty of videos of Miles getting a little ticked off on the sideline for not getting touches. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not him being a poor sport. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I know I can run all over these guys. Like, knowing you can do something, but no one's letting you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, without, you can't even put him in the rankings aren't even fair because, the rankings aren't fair because he didn't even get a full amount of carries he should have got. You know what I'm saying? Like, any normal coach knows that you can't set up the pass with passing. You got to run the ball to set up the pass. And Dougie P was so confident in his pass calling that he kept trying to set up the pass with passing, and that just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And you see, that's why he's in an unemployment line right now.
Yeah, man, I always say Doug got that Mike Smart syndrome, where just like you were saying, he thinks that the pass will open up the pass. He kind of forgets that, the run game is where you build off, is where you get the defensive tired. If you're going 3 and outs, defense on the other side ain't tired. They're well rested. They're coming in the fourth quarter about to kill somebody. And Doug didn't understand it. And just like you said, that's why he's on the unemployment line writing books.
And Schwartz, too. He knew he had to leave, too. He got tired of people calling his defense a sticks defense. You know what I'm saying? Getting burned. It's like we need to get back to the old school Eagle football. We blitzed the hell out of teams. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, we used to always blitz. We had bad linebackers. That's another reason why I do that underrated linebacker group that we're talking about. have a
Mhm.
chance to really strive in this new defensive scene. And we're going back to blitzing. These cornerbacks are. That's why another reason why I was saying the cornerbacks. We could even help. McPherson, let him get his rookie bump, because the time the quarterbacks are going to have compared to last year and the years before is going to be a lot less time back there for them. Letting these players be able to disguise their position, their alignments, their calls, their everything. You know what I'm saying? JG said you can let them disguise the way they want to. So you might be deep safety, but if you want to walk up to the line in the beginning of it, back up later, you know what I'm saying? You do whatever you want, comfortable, as long as you do your job. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I know these guys are going to do their job if they're going to play around. You won't put yourself in this position where you're going to get toasted, because then that's going to find your way on the bench. So, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hungry guys on this team, and I really think that, that's going to throw a lot of teams off, like the Chip Kelly effect that first year. Man, you know, no one knew how that Chip Kelly offense was going to run against us. You know what I'm saying? And we were picking up some wins. Boom, 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 boom. Because teams couldn't keep up. They're like, hey, we don't have time to get our defensive players in. What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? That's how this coaching staff has the ability to do this year. They can come with some new stuff, fast, furious, where it's like, everybody's like, well, yeah, by week 4 or 5, you're going to, be figured out. So team's going to have a better hand. Nuh-uh. Not if they do what they say they're going to do. Because they say they're changing every week, team by team, depending on, the players that teams that they're going against. And if you do that,
Yeah.
there's no picking up on certain keys or anything, because you're going to be new every week. You got the players to do it. You know what I'm saying? We can go a whole 17-game season, and no one really has a good grasp of what the Eagles are, except for that we are scoring a lot of touchdowns and making a lot of big plays. You know what I'm saying? Stopping the ball on defense, blitzing quarterbacks. We had we're third in sacks last year. I think we can go number 1 in sacks this year. Especially adding a guy like Nelson to help lock down that cornerback spot. Give that extra second or two for the defensive lineman to get to the quarterback. The sky's the limit for our team this year. I would even say we could take that 17-0 record from the Dolphins. It's that good, for me. It's that positive for me, because we got vets in the right position, both lines, and that's where you need your vets at. And we got one of the vets on the in the second. We got 2 vets in the secondary too as well. You know what I'm saying? So you got your vets on the right side on defense, and we got our vets on the right side on offense. You can even call Miles Sanders a vet now. He's been in the league long enough. You can call, Goddard a vet because he's been in the league long enough. So your line and your vet is good. The only reason people are young are, the skill position players. You know what I'm saying? Behind Miles Sanders, behind, all the receivers are young. But those are positions that they can be young in, as long as they
Yep.
show up and show out. If they show up and show out, that's even more, because now you got more energy, more speed. No freaking secondary in the NFL got four, four
Second
DB,
year or third year players starting. Yeah.
yeah, or more, the 2 or 3 DB sets. You know what I'm saying? Where you're gonna be able to cover these guys' speed. The fast cornerbacks, basically what I'm saying. No one has 4 fast cornerbacks to guard these these receivers we got on our team, and that's going to be
Yeah.
another huge problem I see for a lot of defenses coming into the season this year. How are you going to stop Quez, Rager, and Devontae Smith at the same time? When you're
Yep.
worried about Miles Sanders and Gainwell coming out of the backfield. You know what I'm saying? When you're worried about these other Jalen Hurts running the ball, that's going to pull you into an 8-man box. And touchdown, 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 touchdown. Okay, you want to back up, then let these guys run. Touchdown. Which way are you going to stop us? If you think you got the running backs and the receivers down, then you got Goddard. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the rest of the tight end bunch doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to eat on this offense. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a
Yeah.
well-fed offense led by Jalen Hurts feeding them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, man. I am so excited.
Yeah, like you were saying before, Coach Sirianni wants to change it up week to week. That only benefits us because we have nothing on tape. There's nothing a defense can look at us and say, well, this is what they do on a normal, because they don't know what we do on a normal. So this first year is going to be hard on a lot of defenses, which hopefully Jalen Hurts can take advantage of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's going to take advantage of it, man. Like I said, a lot of quick stuff, like you were saying earlier. A lot of quick stuff out of your hand now. Boom. Screens, screens, screens. You know how many different types of screens? I know you played Madden before. There's a million different types of screens. I think a screen with the running back, like easy dump screen. There's middle screens. There's out screens. You know what I'm saying? There's tight end screens. There's going to be a lot of screenplay going on that's bringing everybody up. and you're gonna be running the ball a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at least 40% of the play calls be running. You know, we
Yeah,
got the backs to do it. You know, I want Miles to at least get 20 carries a game, at least. And I'm not talking about his receiving touches, just straight carries. Give the boy the ball, let him run. You know what I'm saying? Like, give
yeah,
him now you got the other receivers like Gainwell and who Johnson and them guys that if you want to throw the ball to those guys, throw it to them, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Depending if you keep Boston Scott or not. Because Boston Scott's trying to still make the team. Everybody don't even understand. There's a lot of good backs that are about to be on the practice squad or even off the team on somebody else's roster this year. You know what I'm saying? If there's Howard ready to go again, you know, because I think that would be good if you got Howard and Johnson being your power backs, and then you got Gainwell and Miles Sanders being your speed backs. You know what I'm saying? Or Miles Sanders being your complete back, but Gainwell being the other speed back to add to the mix. That's good. You know, run that speed game on them in the very beginning, and then throw freaking Howard and Johnson at the end of the game. Let them just beat them up, drain that clock down, drain that clock down. We're gonna get a lot of wins that way. WP didn't know how to do that. He was still passing them when we should have been running. We had the lead. You know what I'm saying? We should have been running the ball, and this guy's still throwing pass plays, and then wondering why we lose some of those games because pick or 3 and outs. 3 and outs bigger than a pick. You know.
yep.
It's like 3 and outs. If you just keep going pass, and 3 and out, you out. Everybody's going to hate on our defense, but I don't even give them that much slack from last year either. Just for the simple fact is, look how long they were on the field every game.
They were put in a
Punting
lot of
wasn't
bad
throwing
positions.
crap. You know, so they're on the field most of the whole game. You got like 3 quarters of defense is on the field for 1 quarter for the offense being on the field just because you want to throw the ball 60 times a game.
Yeah,
That's not fair for them. If you look at a lot of those games starting out, the defense was hot starting out, putting the pressure on, doing good turnover, 3 and outs. But then by the third or fourth quarter, that's when you start seeing some of the bigger plays happen against our defense. Them boys were tired. You can rotate them in all you want. All of them are tired. Your rotated players are tired, now by
yeah.
the fourth quarter. So it's like, come on now. You got to take the pressure off them and run that rock.
And that was one of the most disappointing things about Doug, where he didn't understand that, the run doesn't just build up, the pass game. It saves your defense. It saves everyone on your team. It makes your linemen, saying get them more active into the game instead of just constantly pass protection. You know what I mean? You're gonna want to run that ball. You're gonna want to take the clock down. You want to save your defense. You want them to come in the fourth quarter somewhat still fresh. You want to be your rotational players coming in and being a rotational player, what they should be, a fresh player coming in, not a tired player. You don't want that anymore. So again, that's something I think that'll change this year most definitely. But let me just point something out. I seen one of the comments, infamous 2K, if you could pop that back up, saying Miles Sanders is inconsistent. How is Miles Sanders inconsistent? The only inconsistency was the play calling. Miles
Mm-hmm.
can't tell them what he wants out there. It had nothing to do with Miles. It had everything to do with what the coaches and what they decided to do with Miles. Miles is very consistent. Like that, yeah, that caught me off the corner of my eye. I was like, hold on, let me address this right
Like
quick.
here too, it says if everything, all you're saying is if. Well, I believe they're going to do it. My personal opinion is they're going to do it. I'll say they will do it this year. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, we have to see them do it still.
Well,
It's
you
still
have to say
unproven.
it because what did they show you last year that tells you this year that you know what I mean, that they're going to be an all-star player. You don't. You have to say it because we don't know what's going to happen. We have to look at what's going on in training camp and how they perform and see, who's going to battle it out, who's going to, set themselves in their positions. Once we see that, then you have a full, what I'm saying, you can have full grasp of what they're going to do going into the season. You can pretty much tell. But right now, yeah, you have to say it because there's a lot of unproven things on this team. Of course, we have a lot of confidence in them, but don't mean that we automatically say that they're going to go out and get 1,000 yards. You have to say it because there are possibilities that things can come up. There could be injuries. You don't know at the moment.
And I will bet anything you want to bet we win more than 7 games this year. So
Oh,
infamous,
I get it.
if you got a good bet you want to bring out, you know what I'm saying? Hey, bring it, and I'll accept it because I'm giving you facts. This ain't no if. We winning more than we winning double-digit wins this year. We're having double-digit wins this year. I
Yeah,
get
like I said,
that.
I'm probably one of the most conservative Eagles fans on here, and I'm telling you, I before this Nelson thing, I had them at 9-8. With Nelson, I'm only giving them one extra game. See what I'm saying? So again, like you said, if someone got a bet saying that the Eagles are going to win less than 6, I'm gonna put up 100 right now.
Wait, some I think it's because he ran about 20 yards all game and then randomly breaks out.
Man, this kid never watched Barry Sanders, who would have 2, 3 yards every time, and then bust
Yeah.
off for a good 80-yard run, and then go back to only having 2, 3 yards, and then bust off another 50-yard run. Stop that.
Double digit. Are y'all good? I'm great. Double digit win, my guy. And sweeping the Giants. Those are my predictions. And I'm sticking to them, baby. Like I said, you can DM me at BIRDGANG31_P with any kind of bet you want on Twitter. And I will accept. And we can put it on here, whatever you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? We can do it. Because I guarantee that we're definitely winning more than 7 freaking games this year. I can put the house down on that one.
Yeah, I saw that only 6 or 7. I'm in for that too. Like I said, I'll put $100 if we win more than 7 games. You saying we crazy, but I don't see you accepting a bet.
Yeah. Set
So
that
until
bet, baby.
then,
Set
you know
that
what I mean?
bet.
Until then, on to the next one.
Right? All right, man. I got to wrap it up because I do got a 3 o'clock show, but I need to give me your all-time Eagles team. Let's go from all the time you've been watching. We're going with 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 4 receivers, 2 tight ends, and a starting offensive line. So that's the offense. That's the breakdown. Go ahead and do it.
We're gonna start off with a quarterback. I'm gonna have to give it to my man Mac 5. He got to be on that list.
Mm-hmm.
And the incomparable Randall Cunningham, man. That's to me, in my heart, that is still the greatest Eagles quarterback ever.
Oh, yeah. He's my number one.
Running backs, man. I'm gonna give one to Shady.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I want to say Miles, but I think Miles has been, he hasn't been here long enough. So I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna give it to Herschel Walker. Yeah, I mean, get that Heisman Trophy in here. Um, Wide
Herschel.
receivers. Listen, wide receivers. I'm gonna go with T.O., of course.
Right.
Let me see. I got to give it to the incomparable Urban Fryer, man. That man was a stalwart for this team.
Yes, he was.
Uh, and my man, Fred Barnett.
I was just
Listen,
thinking, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, I
that
was just
92
thinking about
squad, come on, man.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the beast right there. I tight end, Chad Lewis. I have a special place in my heart for Chad Lewis, man. Even though we didn't get to the Super Bowl, that man took us places we never thought we could go.
That's an all-time great.
Yeah, man.
Backing up Chad.
Oh, back in the chat. Come on, man. Brett Selleck, baby. That's right. Zach
Selling!
Ertz did not make the list. Zach Ertz did not make the list.
First did not make the list, my
Hell
guy.
no. Brett Selleck, man. That man was a can do everything freaking tight end.
Okay, now give me your starting offensive line.
Ooh. Trey Thomas is going to be our left tackle right now. I'm telling you that. I know we got Jason Peters, but again, Trey Thomas, man, he took us to 4 NFC championships. That man held us down in a crazy NFC East back then.
Oh yeah.
Line, let me see, guard. I'm gonna throw in my guy Andrews. I love him. He's a little crazy, but when he
Yeah.
was on his game, my guy was on his game.
And that's Corey Simon. Corey Simon, not Sims. Simon. He's gonna be on
Yeah,
the show
yeah.
tonight, so everybody be there. 7 p.m. Eastern. The big man Corey Simon's blessing the show with me, man. We're gonna talk some football, some old school Eagles, and some new school Eagles. So definitely hit that notification bell to get that one in. Go ahead, continue on.
Now we're gonna go from the center, and I give it up to Charlie, Concrete Charlie. You know what I mean? He was our number one guy for let's say over 50 years, but number one center. There is no one else I'd rather see on that line than Jason Cleese. You know what I mean? That little
Hell,
guy has come on. That little man has
hell.
held us, got us to a Super Bowl, man. All on his back. Let's be honest. Jason Cleese held it on. There were so many people talking to him before that 2017 season saying he
Right.
was done. And he came back and showed you he still got this.
Yeah, he
Last
did.
year, still showed you who's the only one not hurt. Who's the only, like I said before, our only star with our only constant is Jason Cleese. To take him off this list would be a travesty. But yeah,
Right.
he's going to be our all-time center.
Okay.
Guard, I got to throw my man Brooks in there.
Bruh.
Listen, I love him, man. He locks it down. He shows you that, he got that sensitive side, but yeah, he will still maul you. You know what I mean? And at the right tackle, come on, man. Ain't no one else better than Lane Road Gray Johnson. You seen that beast? You see him out there power lifting 600 plus with freaking Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts? Come on.
Yeah. Now let's jump
We'd
over
have
the
a
defense line real fast.
listen, I'll put that team up against anyone.
You gonna give me the defense too?
Whew, let's see. On the defensive line, you got to keep Cox in there. That's our boy. But I got to say, you need the minister of defense in there. You need yourself a little Reggie White. You
Reggie
need him
White.
in there. He gonna take care of it. On the other end, I'm gonna give it to my man Jerome Brown. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He was a great player. He had a lot of talent, and it's very sad at such a young age. He was lost. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
have him on this list. Um, Clyde Simmons, come
Zim.
on, big Clyde up in here.
Yeah.
Linebackers, Seth Joyner, Willie T. I know he's not the name, but I'm gonna throw in the Axeman in here. I got it.
Yeah.
I gotta throw him
Yeah.
in. Now we're gonna get a little lighter because we got the cornerbacks.
Three of them.
Lito Shepard. We got well. You got to get another man. You got again Eric Allen, the incomparable, the greatest ever. Got Bobby Taylor. You know what I mean? Lito Shepard, Sheldon Brown. There's so many names on that cornerback team. Wouldn't have an issue taking care of that. You know
And I
what I
want
mean? There's
you
so many
guys to
names that I
find out.
missed.
One of
What
those
was that?
players he just said, I'm not saying which one, is also going to be on the show in the next week or two, too. I'm not going to tell you which one yet to jinx it, but one of those players you just said is definitely talking. We can talk to it being on the show. So you got to be prepared for that one, too.
Woo! Let me
Thank
find out. Look, Lito's on here. Let me find out. Oh. Listen, there is only one safety you need to mention when you speak about the Philadelphia Eagles, and that is Brian Dawkins. Come
Yes.
on, man. And God rest the dead. God bless the dead. I'm gonna give myself Atwater. That's gonna be the
Yes.
other.
Got to give
See him
Atwater
come
his
in there and
love.
lay down that wood. Like he'd given so much CTE, like he was Santa Claus out here, just
Yeah.
handing it out.
Yeah. Atwater, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Even another one I like, too, is Michael Lewis. Michael Lewis was great for us, man, for a while.
Yeah,
McHale, Michael McHale, whatever. Yeah. He was
yeah.
good for us. Yeah.
Matter of fact, Mike Lewis got drafted with that same year with Lito Shepard and Sheldon Brown. So
Yes.
that was, man, that was probably our best draft ever.
For CBs and for DBs in general. Yes, that was probably, I can't think of a better one. That was an
Yeah.
awesome, man. And then they all panned out. I remember they were thinking like Lewis wasn't going to pan out. He laid some wood, man. He's a big
Oh
guy.
yeah, Lewis is a monster.
Hmm. Well, hey, thank you again for being on the show, my guy. You can come on again anytime you like. You know what I'm saying? I loved it. It was awesome. A lot of energy and a lot of good facts about our birds, baby.
Hey man, I appreciate you having me on. Anytime you want me on, I'll be there.
Hell yeah. And don't forget to check out the show tonight, guys. 7 p.m. Corey Simon will be on the show with the nation. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Get whatever you got to get in done and be back over here at 7 p.m. so we can watch the show. I also got two other ones. We got Philly Insider here tonight after the Corey Simon. And then we got Laura Fitzpatrick, USA Today writer beater, going to be on here next. So you guys stay on the channel, enjoy, and have fun. Like I always say, fly, Eagles, fly. And until next time, Bird Game 31, we out.